And I think the first time I actually consciously said no was, I think I mentioned in one of the other podcasts that I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia in 2016. Though after going through, all the different physical symptoms and then hearing that this was something that they were telling me was going to last my entire life and I would have to be attached to a hospital or a doctor or some type of medication for the rest of my existence, I could not even begin to wrap my head around that. So the first thing that I said was no. And after saying that no, then I began to realize that the first step, that first no, leads to the next one and the one after that. Because then you have to ask yourself every time that something is coming up in your body, is this something that my mind wants me to believe, or is it something that I am actually feeling? So for example, like when you feel like you're hungry, health people will tell you to stop for a minute and ask yourself, is this true hunger or are you just thirsty? Because sometimes when you're dehydrated, it shows up as hunger, like you feel like you want to eat something, but is it actually true hunger? So using that perspective, I started to ask myself, is this real sickness? Am I really unwell? And then trusting God to actually show me whether or not it was something that required whatever it is that I was feeling in my body at that time was something that required extra support. And in that, I was able to move from constantly just, taking whatever it is the doctors are telling me as truth to be truth, because I think that's the other part of it. Like our society shapes us so much. And growing up, there are certain professions that were held up as these ones are infallible to a certain extent. And if a doctor tells you this, that, or the other thing, then you better believe them because they're the doctor. But then where's God in that? If you're going to believe in the word of the doctor more than the word of God, then is the doctor your new God? I mean, we have to actually wrestle with